the millennials. These are people born between 1981 to 1996, ages 28 to 43, and they have a delayed adulthood. They're hesitant to get married. They're hesitant to buy a home. They just kind of at a standstill with their life.
Hey folks, today we are going to be doing kind of an older style video, just a simple reaction video. Nothing groundbreaking here, but if you want something that's just a little bit like easy to listen to, if you want to like snark a little bit on MLM, this might be the video for you. So I used to be in a multi-marketing company. I was super focused on trying to talk about the product, but my upline, my like top upline, she was really encouraging me to build a team to really put my focus on that. If you want to hear more about my story, I'll leave it linked. But one of the things that I would also do when I was active was go to the conferences. Now, my MLM had 2 yearly. There was one in like the spring and another one in like the fall and like October. The best part about them was just being with other people, like seeing some friends of mine and reconnecting at these kind of events. But for the actual conference, there were definitely things in there where it just felt very kind of culty. Things that it was also cheesy too. They would play this like music and like tell everybody to dance in their seats in the aisles and stuff. It was super cheesy at times. But every conference, or what seemed like every conference, there was some kind of update. There were either new products or new programs or something else that they were kind of unraveling or revealing. Now, it's been quite a while since I've been to any of these conferences, but I still have a little bit of access to some of the stuff that is still going on. And in today's video, I have a video of a recording of a Zoom call that was recapping the conference that recently happened. I did watch this through, and there were several things that I wanted to talk about. I think it's important because there are some tactics that are being used that I don't feel are great, ethical. Now, we can already say that the business model is, in my opinion, not ethical. It's not sustainable by any means, but the tactics that are being used to bring people in also are concerning. And so that's nothing new again, but this is an example really using this video. It's not just me saying, hey, these are unethical kind of recruiting practices or other people talking about them, but this is like straight from the distributors, the leadership. More stuff to just be aware of. So I recently made a video about sourdough bread wellness workshops. Those are being really encouraged by some MLM companies. Currently, absolutely the one that I was a part of. I focused in on that part of the Zoom call in that video, so that'll also be linked. But what we're going to talk about today is the rest of that video after they finish talking about the sourdough information. As with any kind of reaction when it comes to distributors, if you know who these people are, please don't harass them or anything like that. The point is to focus on the content itself and the concerns around them, not to like be mean to the actual person. So we're going to start with the person who's like kind of wrapping up what the sourdough person was talking about. So kind of a continue on. So if all that sounds good to you, let's go.
Bam. All right, guys, that was short, that was concise. And do you see how she didn't have to reinvent the wheel? She didn't have to go out and, make a bunch of cool flyers. Literally the stuff she was doing anyway, growing her tower gardens, taking pictures. And who doesn't want to get a compliment? Wow, your vegetables look amazing. I mean, it's a compliment. Let's recognize. Very good. So what you're seeing there, guys, is a natural way to attract people. She didn't say, hey, I just started a new business. Why don't you, she didn't say, hey, why don't you guys come buy my product? None of that stuff. Literally, it is introducing yourself to a new community of people and establishing some relationships there, getting to know some new people. And Melissa has emphasized that even at her sourdough workshops, she's not hammering to close sales there. Those initial workshops are all about initiating contacts, introducing yourself to a new group of people, and building relationships. That's how we start. That's how it's done.
So essentially, he's saying that she is not leading with the business. She is not telling people that her wellness workshops are a way to get people into the company, recruiting them or selling them products, re-encouraging the idea of that bait and switch tactic, that there's a lack of transparency there. I understand the idea of not doing the hard selling at events, but the plan is to get people there to start building relationships. The key is using those relationships to sell, to recruit. Regardless of whether you're hard selling at the event or not, the end goal is still the same.
All right, that's going to bring us up to conference highlights. Advanced leadership from Indy, absolutely fantastic. I mean, Morgan Wallen was there performing. It was right down the road, but he was there in Indy. So we had a ton of fun. And one of our top NMDs, PMD Plus, 100 Club Plus, National Marketing Director, Elizabeth Small. This is a lady who also started in the professional corporate entrepreneurial industry. She owned her own medical supply company. This was a brick and mortar institute. She literally had to deal with bankers, with lawyers, with employees, all the inventory, all the headaches that you get with a brick and mortar business that she found herself literally tied to. She ended up realizing she didn't own her business. Her business owned her. She couldn't even take a vacation, couldn't turn around without constantly managing her business. And she realized then she had to find something new. And using her business mind, she searched, she vetted, she investigated, and she finally settled on the Juice Plus company. Over 30 years ago, she built her business to the top leadership position in just 12 months. Unbelievable dedication, unbelievable commitment to her own business, to her partners within her business, and the customers she brings on board. Fantastic woman, fantastic trainer. And we're going to hear from her mouth, from her mind, some highlights about Indy.
So this is actually a distributor who I went to some of the trainings for whenever I was part of this company. And they would always talk about how this person used to have a brick and mortar business and how now they have focused and only do this company. And the time, how long she has been involved in the company, which is a very long time, the opportunities to grow, it's just not something that is sustainable, and it is a different playing field at that point. But nobody ever talks about that when they are trying to recruit people into this kind of business model.
This, to me, Indianapolis conference was absolutely the best because it gave us information that we could take, go home, and implement straight away. Also, it showed us new corporate people at the top who really care about us. So I'm going to share all of that with you. For those who didn't go, we got a workbook. And in the workbook, we were able to fill out all the information. These were the speakers. The theme was innovation, engage, and ignite. The training started on Thursday, and that Thursday started at 9 a.m. And the new CEO, Travis Garza, opened up, and he said this, that in his first 60 days with the company, he went on a listening tour. He didn't tell anybody who he was. He just wanted to see his perspective of what was going on in the field. And he said, Juice Plus is the best product on the planet, but our message is unclear. And he said that partners lost their hope, their vision, their dreams. And within his first 90 days, he had a plan. He created a vision and a plan. This is what he saw in the field. He saw that there was lack of organization, that it was understaffed, that not enough time was given to explaining programs. He saw that the company had kind of gone to the wayside. So his plan is to improve 5 areas. They are to improve the Juice Plus brand, to develop excitement and growth in the field with partners, to absolutely fix and modernize our digital and tech systems. On the 4th thing, he said, to improve customer acquisition and retention, keeping the customers on the product and having them get more products in the Juice Plus brand. And number 5, he said his corporate plan is to help partners in the field. That is his most focused area. He also said, let's wake up a sleeping giant, Juice Plus. He wants to create a high
sleeping giant, code for we're not doing well
performance company. And you see, before he came to Juice Plus, he had 20 years of experience in taking an unknown company to $1 billion annually. And he says that Juice Plus is bigger than what he just came from. So he said there's 5 things that people in the field can do. Number 1, have a DMO, a daily method of operation. He said we've seemed to go away from that. People are just kind of winging it. And he said we need a DMO. Number 2, he said that we need clear communication between corporate and the partners. 3, set daily, weekly, and monthly goals. Absolutely serious about that. And 4, to create and attend more events. Well, because of the pandemic, we got away from the events, but now we're starting to see more and more wellness parties and Zooms and boot camps, and of course, the next conference, which is in Phoenix. And number 5, he said, get back to the basics. What are the basics? Sharing the product, sharing the business, promoting events, attending and giving trainings. Those are the 4 basics. And he said, it's absolutely all of this can't work unless you have a strong why.
Of course, something that's across all different network marketing companies, you have to have a strong why. So when I was actually in my top upline, she would say that you need 4 beliefs in as a whole in order to get to the top. So one of them was belief in the product, belief in the company itself, corporate, belief in yourself, and belief in the business model. And that actually was one of the tools that I used for making my decision to leave, because with everything, I could not have full belief in the business model. Even if I were to have 100% belief in those other areas, the fact that I needed that 4th kind of pillar was not going to happen. So I knew I had to leave. Hold on. Travis Garza CEO. He previously worked at Plexus Worldwide as the president of sales and marketing. So he's saying, the CEO, he came from Plexus, and he's saying that Juice Plus is bigger than Plexus, which is interesting because I feel like I hear about Plexus more, not so much recently, but in general, I've heard of Plexus as a bigger MLM company than Juice Plus. Maybe the distributors are just a little bit more loud or something, but that is really interesting. So this is in what's called businessforhome.org. They're a pro MLM website. Their about page, it says the objective of this website is to show the outside world direct selling, network marketing, MLM, or party plan based companies are a great way to earn an honest living with unlimited potential for a professional distributor. So definitely pro MLM, but they do have an interesting article about Juice Plus specifically. So according to this, Juice Plus has experienced double-digit sales decline in its fiscal year ending April 2022, reflecting declines in sales force and volumes. It says that the company made significant changes to their corporate leadership, and recognized as a prominent figure in the industry, Travis Garza has now been appointed as the firm's CEO. And prior to Plexus, he had positions with Kiani, Isogenics, and Melaleuca. So this is just an MLM dude through and through. The outlook of Juice Plus, this specific company, is not looking too well. So it'll be interesting to watch Juice Plus specifically over the next couple years. I'm surprised that I didn't get kicked out of some of the Facebook groups that I was a part of, but from those Facebook groups that I was a part of, they used to be super active. Like, it was team groups, and it's interesting because they have been pretty like slow. There hasn't been like much in there going on, and maybe they all move to a different platform. I don't know. Juice Plus specifically, we used to have a lot of Facebook groups and then also Voxer groups. I don't know if they're still using that or if they switched to something else, but the groups that I am still a part of, they haven't kicked me out of. There's not much going on, so this is really interesting. I'm going to skip through a little bit. They're just talking about improvements in the back office. Their back office was always confusing. They had a couple of changes when I was part of it, and it was still confusing. So they're apparently going to fix some of that up, make it like flow a little bit better. Nothing really interesting to this video though. Now here's where it starts to get more juicy.
Also a coach, a business coach. He's written all these books plus more. And his focus in his talk was how to get attention on the Juice Plus brand. And his answer was this: to have short, simple sound bites that people can connect to and remember. And our brains are always looking for resources that will help us thrive. And he said, if you keep to the sound bites, you're going to attract more people. But if you confuse it, and if you go too much on the description of Juice Plus or any of that, he said, if you confuse, you will lose. People will walk away. So how do you connect with future customers? Ask questions. You want to ask questions to uncover customers' problems and ask them, how is this causing you a problem or pain? By the way, I encourage you to take pictures. Take a picture of this so that you have it on your phone and that, or on your desktop. So you have these questions, you don't have to think about it. He said, listen to what they say. Show a true interest, a genuine interest. Don't look around. Don't look beside them. Just look at them. And talk 75% about their problem, not your problem, not your product, about them.
I have a hard time sometimes when I'm talking to someone, like especially when I'm in one-on-one with someone, like on Zoom and like with work, the more that I need to listen and like really take in all of the information, I will like look to the side or look down, and sometimes I feel like the person thinks that maybe I'm not listening to them, because sometimes they'll kind of like stop and then I'll like turn to them, and what I do now is like I'll reflect back everything that they said, and like sometimes I'll see a little bit of surprise, like, oh, like I hope that they don't think that I'm not listening to them. Now that I'm kind of talking this through, maybe I need to be more like, I need to tell them maybe that sometimes for me to really, really absorb information and also like provide information, I need to just like not stare at you kind of thing. So that's just kind of a side note. I know that's not what she meant, but like showing interest, if you're looking around, like just because you're looking around doesn't mean that you're not showing interest. I don't know why I do it. It's just sometimes like when I focus on like looking at someone, I'm going to be like focusing on looking and not focusing on the information. And so for me to really grasp the information, and even when I'm talking back to them, I will sometimes look away. And I think that kind of helps put them at ease that I am listening to them, because I will like reflect everything that they said, and I will provide a very like adequate response reaction on that coaching side of things. And so, yeah, just as like a side note, if somebody is looking around, that does not mean that they're not paying attention to you. It's just if they are paying too much attention to like your face and looking at it, that's actually when they might kind of check out unintentionally because they're trying to focus. All right, back to this.
The key is to get their attention about them. And your questions can be, these are talking points. How long have you felt this way? Or do you have a plan to take care of that problem? Questions.
Imagine just trying to like vent about an issue or a problem, and then somebody is like, do you have a plan to focus on the problem? I don't know, maybe. This is where I was saying at the beginning, like if you're here for a little bit of snark, like we're going to be constructive, but this is what it is.
And he said, become the guide. Don't become a salesperson. These are talking points. He said, I've been there and I can help. This is what you could say to somebody. I've been there and I can help you solve your problem. Or I understand how you feel. I felt the same way until I found Juice Plus, or until I started taking 30 fruits and vegetables every day.
I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. So they used to promote this idea of like feel, felt, found. So like, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. I found this product that helps take care of all of that kind of thing. I was coached to do that. And like, I could not go through with that specific like formula because it just felt so inauthentic, because I was like, that's not exactly like, I didn't feel that. Like I could empathize and I could see how someone could feel that way, but I was feeling different. And so like that I felt, found, it just did not feel authentic to me. But good to see, or not good to see, they're still using that. But let's see some actual examples that she encourages or recommends.
You want to get a person's curiosity. You then also want to talk about solutions to the customer's problem, such as, I used to have low energy, but I don't anymore because I take this product, Juice Plus. Or I used to be pre-diabetic, but I'm not anymore because I eat 30 fruits and vegetables every day.
That is a health claim. That is a health claim. Like, what else is that person doing? If they are pre-diabetic, are they just taking those little capsules? Are they also doing other things? Are they following their plan, their like shred 10 that I can't stand, but are they following that, where maybe they're a little bit more intentional about getting in more micronutrients overall? Maybe they weren't eating enough protein before, and with that plan maybe they've increased that a little bit to help balance out blood sugar levels. Are they doing any changes physical activity wise that's going to impact insulin sensitivity and blood sugar levels, right? Like, are they focusing more time on just general well-being? Maybe they're getting a little bit more sleep. That's also going to impact blood sugar levels, right? And so like, just saying, I used to be pre-diabetic, but I'm not anymore because I take Juice Plus. That's a claim. Yes, they're not saying like, if you are pre-diabetic, you will not be anymore if you take Juice Plus. Like, that's a little different, but that's insinuating that like this is a cure, which we can't do.
Or I used to get colds often, but not anymore because I'm on Juice Plus. You want people to ask you, what is that? You don't want to be, Juice Plus is 30. You want them to ask you. Here's another one. I used to buy energy drinks, but not anymore because I take Luminate.
That goes against the first one of, I used to have low energy, but I don't anymore because I take Juice Plus. So is it like the Juice Plus? Is it the Illuminate, which is a brand new product that they have? So yeah, it's just like, if the Juice Plus itself was the end all be all, like was this perfect kind of supplement that did everything that is claimed that it does, then why do they need to add more products? Well, let's continue on.
So the third thing you talked about is to have a 3-step plan for your customer. Number 1, send a short video, get their curiosity. Don't try to tell them over the phone, show a video. I just had somebody come to our house today, sent him a video. It was a second video. He and his wife are getting on Juice Plus. Number 2, invite a person to a wellness party or a doctor's dinner or some event, sourdough workshop, some event that people can be exposed to getting more information, showing that you have their solution. And number 3, a call to action. You have to ask for the sale.
Showing them that you have their solution. This, when it very well could be something that is health related or like medical related, that can really put someone outside a scope of practice and not be one ethical, but like could be illegal depending on what the claim, what the solution was.
I think these are things you could say. I think this is the right decision for you. I think this is the right move for you. Or I can help you place the order so you can start having more energy or start being more alert. We just did this yesterday to a lady who signed up, and then we called her back and we helped her handle the order.
I cannot imagine someone telling me, I think this is the right decision for you, like to try to sell me a product. And this is why, like, I could not stay. I could not be a salesperson for corporate, for their product, following their rules, not having any say or like opportunity to have a specific product or to make changes or to like supplier wise or label wise, even social media wise. Like at the end, they were really encouraging you to just use the social media stuff that the company provided. Like they really encouraged you to not make your own social media kind of content around the products and stuff and the business and stuff. And so it really, like, you are just contracting to be a salesperson. It's not your company. It's not your product.
A trio order. So here's some one-liners that he gave. This is what you could say. Hey, I was a junk food addict. I started taking a product that gave me 30 fruits and vegetables, and today I've lost 30 pounds, and I crave salads. That's a one-liner.
I will leave a link for a video that I did about food addiction, the research surrounding that, the evidence about that. That's literally a whole nother video. Okay, but to use that, and then say you started taking a product that gave you, you know, X, Y, and Z, the fruits and veggies, and there are actual like fruits and veggies in there. Like it is third-party tested. What's on the label is actually in the product. There is some of those 30 fruits and vegetables, and the amount that you have to take, I think it was like, what was it, like 6 a day if I remember correctly? And they were like decent sized capsules, so it was kind of the equivalent of like a scoop of greens product, which depending on the product itself, if there's like a million ingredients in there, you're only getting like a nibble of an apple kind of thing. But if there's less ingredients, then you're getting more of each individual kind of produce in there, right? The actual product. So like that I will give. What's on the label is in the product. But to make that equivalent of I've lost 30 pounds, those aren't going to do that for someone. The craving salads kind of thing, taste buds can change. That can certainly be part of like other things that you're doing, other like practices, being more mindful overall. And that can absolutely have an impact on taste buds. But to insinuate that you just take those little capsules and then you're going to lose 30 pounds, what?
Or I had a problem sleeping. I started taking Juice Plus and now I sleep 8 hours a night. Or I used to have credit card debt and I started a part-time business, or I have a side hustle. And now I've paid off all my credit cards. The best part, my wife or my husband is very happy. Again, people will remember these one-liners.
That is so unethical because of the actual income disclosure statements that companies put out. These one-liners are, in my opinion, highly unethical. There needs to be more nuance, and I get the idea of like with one-liners, you're not going to get nuance, but like that is the issue when you're talking about a specific kind of supplement and you're trying to like sell someone on it. Like that's the problem.
The next speaker was Lisa Pebble and Dr. Valerie Miles, and they did the new product launch. All of this information is at your fingertips on the hub, and you can see this. I'm going to just do the highlights. Why the Juice Plus go with this product? Because there's a big need. They wanted to fill a need. So 38% of people suffer from fatigue. 600 million people suffer from brain fog. 2 out of 3 people struggle to concentrate, and 93% of Americans drink some caffeinated product every single day. So what are the benefits? The benefits are mental clarity, elevated mood, improved memory, laser sharp focus, and they become more productive, increased mental energy. I'm in the process of writing a book right now. I've been kind of 10 months writing this book, and I started taking this product, and I am sharp. I'm writing more, and I'm going faster with it.
So that's a new product. It is an energy beverage. So they're going to play a little video. It doesn't have any sound to it, so just going to skip that part.
Okay, so what are the talking points for Illuminate? It is plant-based energy drink. I've been telling that to everybody. It's a plant-based energy drink.
Have you ever heard of a non-plant-based energy drink though? Like, are there animal-based energy drinks?
It's a brain booster. All you do is mix it with water, tea, juice, or coffee. First put the water in the glass and then put the powder in. I did the opposite. You need to do first the water, the juice, or the coffee, the liquid first. And here's the thing. Here's some talking points. You rip it, you tip it, and you sip it. Are you ready to get started? These are simple talking points. For a 15 count box, it's $45. For 30 count box, it's $78, 15 calories, 4 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of sugar. Basically, for $45, a 15 count box is $3. Everybody wants to know what's going to cost me. Now, $3 is way less than an energy drink that you can get at a store.
Is it? I don't know. I don't get energy drinks just because I don't like. I like drinking coffee, hot coffee, or ice too. But I love coffee. The experience, the flavor, like just everything about it. But I thought they were like $2.50, $3 around that range. So like seems like about the same price. But it's already mixed. You don't have to like mix it on your own. It's just more convenient. So this, in my opinion, is still like pricey.
Or $2.60, way cheaper. So talking points are, would you like to improve your memory? Are you wanting to feel sharper? Do you get tired during the day? Would you like to get more done during the day?
Okay, but for some people, like you can get tired during the day because maybe they're not eating enough for lunch. And this happens a lot with some people, but they'll try to like be good in quotes and like not eat enough. They'll have like a super light lunch, like a salad and maybe like some chicken, and that's it. And they won't have any carb dense source, fiber dense source, or fat to go along with it. And then by 2-3 p.m., they're like falling asleep at their desk, right? And so I would encourage them to get more food rather than an energy drink or a supplement like this kind of an MLM energy drink. So like just because someone asks like, do you get tired during the day, and someone responds with yes, that would not be appropriate to just like recommend this product. Like you would need more information. What else is going on?
Would you like to be more productive? These are all talking points. Again, asking questions. Going to what the Don Miller had said, get good at asking questions, finding out what their needs are, finding out what their problems are. This is what's in it. All plant-based, herbs, plants, roots, mushrooms, ginger, turmeric, and it's got 80 milligrams of caffeine.
Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating enough? Is there a lot of stress? Are you having enough recovery time from working out? If you are, like there's so many reasons that I would first kind of investigate rather than throwing an energy drink at someone.
The next speaker was Jason Dorsey, and he was fantastic. He specializes in different groups based on their generations. So he talked about Gen Z, and these are people born between 1997 to 2012, ages 12 to 27. It's the fastest growing group in network marketing today. They're looking for stability. They're interested in making extra money, side hustle. And how do you connect with them? He said, you connect with them by being a good listener and telling your story, telling your product story, telling your business story. The second group of generation is the millennials. These are people born between 1981 to 1996, ages 28 to 43. And they have a delayed adulthood. They're hesitant to get married. They're hesitant to buy a home. They just kind of at a standstill with their life.
Ouch, delayed adulthood, but like, okay.
But they are tech dependent. And how do you connect with them? He said, share the benefits of the product in the business. Share the benefits. That's what they want to hear, the benefits. And be yourself, he said, be authentic. Now, the third generation is called Gen X, people born between 1965 to 1980, ages 44 to 59. These are very skeptical people, but once you are able to get their trust, they're very loyal. They need data to believe in you. They don't need talk. They like to see data, whether it's by email, brochure, video, information.
I mean, that's part of me. Like, I need to see the information. I need to see the evidence, the data. Stories are great, but they are not the selling point for me.
They want information. And he said, this is the best group to recruit from. You know why? Because these are the people that have had a job, several jobs maybe. They've gotten beaten up. They don't like being told what they can do and that they can go for a 1-week vacation. These are experienced people who want to move to a higher level. They want to get a business. They're entrepreneurial. Now, how do you connect with the Gen X? You establish a relationship first. Don't talk about the business. Just talk about them and establishing a relationship. And they want to be educated. They don't want to be sold. If you're a salesperson, they're going to tune you out. So they want to see videos. They want to be invited to a party, a wellness party. Or now people don't want to hear the word party. How about a wellness workshop? Baby boomers. This is the biggest group of people. They were born between 1946 to 1964, ages 60 to 78. They are the most influential group of 76 million people. They control the money. And this is the strongest generation in America today. And how do you connect with them? You want to make each person feel unique, special, and one of a kind. And they like face-to-face talk rather than a computer. They're not very much into computers. They like the face-to-face. These are people you want to invite to the sourdough workshop, to your wellness workshop. And by the way, baby boomers, they are looking for extra money. They just showed a story today where people are living much longer than before.
Baby boomers looking for extra money, ages 60 to 78. They don't need to be joining a multi-level marketing company. That is the last thing that they should be doing, spending that money with the income disclosure statements that the companies are providing themselves. This is not something that someone 60 to, or anybody, but especially someone 60 to 78 who it might be more limited to getting more like resources money wise, that they don't need to spend their money on multi-level marketing. That's really highly unethical to encourage that, in my opinion. That's really sad overall.
And they're running out of money. So they're looking for a home-based business, and they're looking for write-offs. You know, if you drive your car and you don't have a business, well, that's not a write-off. But if you have a car, you own a business, you can write that off.
You really need to work with your CPA because it gets more complicated than that. It's not just a simple like write it off completely kind of thing.
So they're now looking, baby boomers are really looking for $1,000 a month income. The next speaker was Kristen Boss, and she was fantastic. And I could go an hour about her information, but I had to hone down to share with you her highlights. She said this: the number one reason why Juice Plus partners leave the Juice Plus business is because they're not led. They go back to their comfort zone. So leadership is simply learning to be a guide. And she said also, number two reason people disqualify themselves from being a guide because they see themselves unworthy, saying,
or they leave because they recognize how unsustainable it is, and they recognize all the red flags. They start to see all the red flags when it comes to network marketing, and they start to kind of see the similarities between those red flags around it being more of a potentially commercial cult kind of thing. Like the number one reason that people leave, that is not the case in my opinion. From talking to so many people who have left multi-level marketing, I know so many people who have left Juice Plus specifically, and that was not the reason.
They show partners how to share the product and the business, and they impose deadlines, and they create a sense of urgency. If you don't do this, you're going to lose out. If you don't do this, somebody else is going to take your place. Giving people a sense of urgency and imposing deadlines. That's how she said how you could be an activator, not a motivator.
So like intentionally imposing that urgency on someone else. No, no, I will not stand. And this is part of the reason also why I had to leave, is I felt like that. I felt like the upline, like top upline, like she would create this kind of urgency within the team. And at first I was like, oh, that's cool, like this little challenge, this like I'm gonna, try to get this. But after a little while I started to recognize, and it was just an arbitrary kind of sense of urgency, and it felt so cheap for some reason. Like, did not like the way it felt. It was like a random kind of urgent thing that needed to be done ultimately to help her business, to help her get percentage payments off of her downline, right? And so I'm not a fan of that. Creating urgency for the sake of building your team, it's not necessary. Like, I understand it's a necessity within this business model, but that's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of it.
A proactive person is purpose-driven and also plans team calls, one-on-ones, Zooms, events. They're planners, a wellness workshop.
There's just so much to do. This is not something that you can kind of get done in the downtime of your day, like the free times. Like, you are not doing this company on the side. Like, you are putting so much energy and effort and time and resources into building the business. And for what? What does the income disclosure statement say? Again, I know so many people who left network marketing, who have left network marketing, specifically Juice Plus 2, in the team that I was in, Sideline. There was someone who was very, 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 very focused on getting the top position, and they just could not do it because it was not them. It was not the effort that they were putting in. They were putting in so much effort. I knew how much this person wanted to make it to the top, but they had to switch. They ended up switching companies, and they ended up leaving MLM because they did end up seeing like the issues with multi-level marketing, which I'm so glad. And like a lot of like pro MLM people will say like you have to try, and it's the people who didn't try who didn't make to the top, who are now like sad or mad that they didn't try, and so now they're talking bad about MLM. Like that is not the case. They have the question here, are you running your business or is your business running you? It's the business is running you when you're in multi-level marketing. You're in control of your daily method of operation, but like you're in very little control of your business as a whole. At one of the company conferences that I went to, they have top leaders who make it to the very top, like give, at least they used to, they would give kind of like a 5-minute speech about how they made it there, like whatever they wanted to say basically. And there was one person, a woman, who was talking about how she almost made it to the very top, and then one of her like big teams, the leader from that team, ended up leaving and like quitting the company, and she lost that entire like leg, that entire team. And so she basically had to rebuild all the way up. And when she was telling her story, so many people were like, oh my goodness, like she really tried so hard and this is like so inspiring and all of that. And all I could think of was she has so little control over her business that one person leaving can completely like take everything out from under you and you have to restart. So like while that person showed grit in order to get back up there, put like the time and effort and energy into that, there is so much that is also riding on so many other people that it just is really concerning as someone who does have businesses to put that much effort or to put that much belief into a team under you and how they are like selling that vision to other people. Like that's just, it is so fragile unless you have a large enough team where you don't really have to do much. So that was basically like the end of the call. Those were the important takeaways from the recent conference. And I just really wanted to share this video because especially that part where it was talking about the feel, felt, found kind of thing and making those one-liners, those one sentences, I feel like those can really lead to some health claims, lead to some income claims that are ultimately not in alignment with FTC guidelines. And so just the more information that I can put out there, that's what I want to do. So if you see any of these, or if people are reaching out to you and you have received some of these kind of like one-liners, these kind of claims, I will always, like in my videos, I have linked down below the information to report that to the FTC. And it's more so about the company like having to deal with the repercussions of that. It's not so much the person who does, it's the companies. The FTC is looking at the companies because then they will sometimes send letters to them telling them like, you need to basically handle this. You can't have your people telling these kind of one-liners. So I will have that link down below. And yeah, let me know if somebody has ever reached out to you with any of these kind of one-liners, or if you have any questions or anything. It seems like some things have changed in Juice Plus since I have left, but there are still a lot of the core things that are still there. And I'm really curious to see how the company will continue to do in the next couple years because they're not doing so well, and they have a lot of plans for like the rest of this year and probably next year with the new like corporate people leadership, but I'm not sure if that can really stop them from like continuing to lose sales. All right, and that wraps it up for today's video. If you like this video, please make sure you like it, make sure you're subscribed if you want. I would greatly appreciate that. And remember, you can strive for health without subscribing to diet culture. I'll see you later. Bye.